Journey as a Muslim man and what it's like. In Australia, it's so hard to be Muslim. Now listen, if you're not religious, if you're not Muslim, I just want to tell you about my journey and what it's like. Australia is a place where alcohol, partying, drugs, all that stuff is just the norms. It's what life's about. And growing up, my family were religious but more cultural. There wasn't really much religion in our lifestyle. So I had to grow up with religion in my heart, but never really identifying by praying or doing much, just, weekend Muslim, as they would say. As I got older, I started doing the things that, the rappers sing about or the culture was about. I'd go out, I'd party, I'd do everything. I used to do everything you name it, man. I was at some lows at my life. And I kept feeling empty. And I was like, what? I'm got all the girls, I got all the parties. I'm doing everything the rappers are singing about, all the things that everyone, they should make me happy. This is what, everyone keeps saying. And I kept doing it and I just kept getting worse and worse. My money was down. My head was everywhere. I didn't know who I was as a man. And then I was just going through it and I hit rock bottom. I came home off my head, passed out. My brother had to change my clothes. As a man, your brother has to change your clothes. You know how embarrassing it was? I was 20 years old and I was rock bottom. I think I got in my car. I went to go see my friends. I just wanted to leave the house. Boom. Got into a car accident. So I was ready at my rock bottom and then boom, even worse. To think that I was at a rock bottom. Everything was going wrong. I was a failure to my family. I wanted to leave the house, just escape the reality. And got into a car accident. It was my fault 100%. I probably still had something in my system. My family picked me up. They quickly got me out of the sight and I was crying uncontrollably. Just crying. I was like, what's wrong with this guy? He just got into a car accident. Why is he crying so much? How embarrassing. It's just a car accident. It's not that bad. You're fine. I was at my grandma's house for a couple of days, just confused, lost. And I told myself, I'm going to start praying. At this point, I'm 20 years old. I wasn't praying. I didn't even know how to pray. I fake prayed my whole life. I didn't know what prayer was. I just did the motion. Every day I told myself, I want to pray, but I never actually put the effort to pray. Then, this one afternoon, I was laying in my bed and I slept. As I slept, I had this vivid dream. And I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about my dreams, but this dream, it really woke me up, guys. It was a dream of, I'm going to give this substance of the dream. I know you shouldn't talk about it, I'm going to give substance. I was with my sister in this dream and she was my older sister was the most sweetest and most nicest person to me. She was the most caring person I know. And we're in this room and everyone's panicking. We're all panicking, we're stressing out. Like, what are we going to do? Everyone's going, and then there was this doorway they were going through. We're in a room and there's a doorway. And some people either fall through the doorway and they'll scream or they'll ascend on this elevator, invisible elevator that will take them up, or escalator, sorry. And we're all getting pushed there and I'm stressing out, and my sister's like, no, let's go. She was drawn to go to this door and I wanted to escape. I didn't want to go to the door. We get to the door somehow and I'm holding her hand and she goes in the elevator and she goes up. I'm holding her hand, then I go put my foot and it was nothing. I was falling through, I was going to fall down. I'm like, no, don't let me go. Don't let me go, to my sister. She looked at me and then she looked at everyone else and then she looked at me and then just let go of my hand. And the people going up in the escalator, they were all her brothers and sisters. I was her brother in this world, in this dunya. I was her brother. But as she was going the escalator, every person was a brother and sister. They're all happy, they're all smiling, they're all hugging. And I was not her brother anymore. I was a bad person. So I rushed back into the room and there was this place where you do wudu. You wash yourself before you pray. So I'm trying to wash myself, washing my sins away, trying to wash myself. And I could just feel the sins on me. Nothing was working. I put a scarf on my head. I put a female scarf trying to hide my face. And then I'm running to people. Who can help me? They go, I can't help you. I'm trying to help myself. I can't help you. I'm trying to help myself. I can't help you. I'm trying to help myself. So I'm stressing out. No one can help me. Stay with me, guys. And then this one man goes, all right, I can help you. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm like, all right, yes. He goes, did you pray? I'm like, no. He goes, did you pray sometimes? I'm like, no. He goes, did you try to pray? I go, no. He goes, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? You done nothing. You didn't pray. You didn't get a connection to God. What can I actually do for you? And then the feeling of regret, of dread, of the whole everything just coming down, crumbling in my arms. It was just, I couldn't describe to you the feeling. And I was pushed out of the door and I woke up. It was 4 o'clock on a Sunday. I'm sweating. It wasn't even a hot day. I'm sweating from my face. My whole body was sweating. I got up. I went to have a shower. I washed myself. I did wudu in the shower. It's when you wash your whole body before you pray. I put my AirPods in. I searched how to pray. It was a little kid teaching little kids how to pray. And I practiced in my room. And this time, it was my brother and me and my brother in the same room. So it was like not much. It was like this much gap, just enough for a prayer mat. And I was and I'm trying to pray. And then people came knocking on the door. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? And I was just too uncomfortable. So I had to pray out in the public. And my family looked like, what's this kid doing? Earphones in, trying to pray. And I just stuck with it. Didn't know the words. I knew the Quran. I knew 3 surahs, but that's all I knew. I knew 3 prayers. You have to know prayers when you pray. And I just kept practicing. I kept practicing, kept praying. And when I put my head down, I asked God to find me, to get me back to be a man. Because I did everything. I did all the bad stuff and I just felt empty. I felt lost. I felt like, why? This is what everyone keeps singing. Girls, money, parties. This is what everyone's singing about. Why am I feeling empty? Why am I so lost? Why is everything going wrong? Why me, God? Why me? Because I wasn't a good person. I wasn't doing anything to be deserving of God's goodwill. And I learned how to pray, and it took weeks, but I got it. And from that day on, I started praying, and then things just started working out. Believe it or not, every time I was stressed out, I'll pray. Every time I'll go out and do sin, I'll come back and pray. Before I even leave, knowing I'm going to do sin, I will pray. And I was still in this bad group of friends that want to party and do this. I didn't leave that, but I kept to my prayers. No matter what, I'll pray at least once a day. Then my dad's like, listen, every time you have a shower, you have 3 showers a day. When you wake up, before you go to the gym, and before bed, you have pray. So I started praying every time I shower. Started praying, started getting better, started getting more consistent. Instead of before, and I was praying because God forgive me. That was my prayer because I was sinning so much. All my prayers was me begging God for forgiveness all the time. And then slowly, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop asking God for forgiveness. And God forgive me. I always ask for forgiveness. But I'm going to start asking God to give me goodness, to help me. Because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was still praying, but I still didn't know who I was. I wasn't a man. I was a shell of who I thought I was. I was this caricature. I wasn't Nassim. I was just this image. I thought I had piercings in, got a tattoo. I regret. I was fat. I was just nothing I wanted to be. And I looked at myself and I was, okay. And then I started praying, God, make me a man. God, give me guidance. God, help me. God, give me guidance. God, help me. And then throughout that journey, asking God, and I always ask for forgiveness, but asking God, help me, make me a man. Things started working out. All right, I was doing roofing at the time. I hated roofing. It was such a bad crowd, bad people. God, give me guidance. I got fired. I'm like, God, why? I didn't get fired. I quit because my boss was being a dick to me. But God, what's my next step? What's my next step? God, give me guidance. Out of nowhere, a plumber called me. I'm like, all right, I like plumbing. I started doing some plumbing. God, give me guidance. This plumber's treating me like shit. Another job came. And then I hit rock bottom again. And just things kept happening. But I kept coming back to God. I kept coming back to God. And then I said, you know what? Maybe if I stop doing the sins and keep asking, because I know if I start a little bit, every time I put a little bit of work in, and God says, you come with me arm's length, I come a hand length. You come walking, I come running. So I go, okay, if I want, obviously I'm seeing goodness from this prayer. Obviously I'm seeing goodness when I ask for more. Maybe I'm going to reduce some of the sins, probably cut back on that and see what comes from it. So I started reducing my sins, stop going out as much, stop making better decisions, started saying no. And things started working out. God started opening my heart. Life got better. I was happier. I was nicer to my parents. I got away from the bad stuff, the drinking, the partying, the whatever you want to call it. I started saying no more often and things kept opening up to me. Then I fell back into a bad spiral. And what would happen? I got back into the wrong, because your religion's like a wave. It comes up and down, especially in Australia. It's so much comes in your life. It's a wave. And I'm putting myself out there. I'm telling you what it is. It's a wave. And I come back down. And then I'll get fines, my car tire will blow up, my plumbing work will stuff up, things will go wrong. Things that are like, how is this happening? How is this happening? And then instead of saying, God, why me? I'm like, no, what am I doing? I look at myself. You're back in your sins. You're not praying properly. You're not with khushu. You're just praying willy-nilly. And I got back into it, and then things started working again. And then I started putting more effort into my prayer, started donating more consistently, started being charitable, started smiling more often, trying to be more positive, and really instead of making prayer like something I have to do, it's like, this is what's helping me. So I started changing my mindset and growing. And this is years of just trying and failing and coming back and turning back to God, turning back to God. And I can safely say, from my journey of being this weak, off my head loser that was nothing, to a man that I am today, that my mum's proud of me, my dad's proud of me. I'm a great plumber, I believe, from the will of God. My body's turned great, my mindset's strong, I'm locked in, I can say no to things. All this stuff is because I just stuck with it. When I was weak, I came. When I was happy, I came back to God. When I was sad, when things were going right, when they were going wrong, I just came back to God and kept asking for help, kept asking for guidance, kept asking for forgiveness, and turning back. And the man I built from that is a man that knows who I am. I could look at myself in the mirror and say, yes, that's Nassim. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. That's why I can walk with confidence, because I know who I am. I know when I leave the house, I prayed. So no matter if a car hits me right now, at least I can say to God, I prayed before I left the house. I know before I go to bed, there's prayer. So I know if something happens, whatever in my sleep, I've prayed. So God, I've got that forgiveness. I've got that. It's like death does not fear you. You don't fear death anymore when you know you done right. You done your best of your ability, and you're gonna fail. If you're a Muslim man or Muslim girl struggling with religion and you think, oh, God's not going to forgive you, God forgives every sin besides shirk. So you're going to fail. You're going to fail 100%. And if God made us perfect, he'll kill us all and try again and not try again and make us again so we'll be imperfect. Because turning back to God, seeking refuge in God is the test, is the journey. Saying, I'm at my weakness, God, I'm with you. A lot of times where this girl meshed me and I want to go do badness, and I say, God, in my heart, I want to go see this girl. I want to go do the wrong. Please stop me, because I know if the opportunity is there, I'm going to do it. And in my heart, I know second I get up from this prayer, I'm going to go do that wrong deed. I'm going to do that sin. I'm going to go out to that party. But I'm going to go, God, before I even get there. And I know my heart doesn't wants me to go, but I'm asking you, you're stronger. You are the strongest. You are the mighty. I'm asking you, stop it. Stop it from happening, because if the opportunity comes, I'm going to do it. I put all in God. Before I think, God, can you help me? If you want, if you can. No. As I grew, I realized, no, God, help me. You are the one to help me. Help me. Get me there. Push me there. And I believed in God. And I had faith that he's going to help me. And I put all my conviction. So then when I got up, the girl, she's busy, she's not answering. I'm like, oh, that's a sign. I'll go gym instead. Go gym, she'll hit me up, I'm ready to gym. I'm not going to go see her. Or I'll ask for what I know my heart wants me to do wrong, but in that time, and I'm praying, I go, God, stop it before I go do it, because I'm weak. I'm weak, you know, I've got my nafs. I'm weak without you. You are my strength. So, from doing all the wrong things, from listening to the goy slop that you hear, of doing all that crap and not following God's will and doing all that stuff and reaching these fake synthetic highs, and then rock bottom, where I am today. I'm a man of character, a man of value. I've created myself to be something. And it's not ego talking, it's coming back, turning back to God. So if you're struggling with your faith, I dare you to, if you're Christian, Muslim, or whatever you are, to turn back to God and ask God, help me. You are weak, help me. Let God be the one to help you, because you can't help yourself. When you were born, did you help yourself? God gave you the oxygen. God gave you lungs. God gave you the mind. You ask God, and you ask and you ask and you ask, and don't think you can't ask. The more you ask, the more God loves you. You want something, you ask and you ask, and you put your head down and you pray and you beg for God, and you turn back and you sin and you come back and you come back. And no matter what you do, you turn back to God, because at the end of the day, we're all going to die. And do you want to die in a person that has sins behind their back, or do you want to die for someone that's asked for forgiveness and redemption? My whole journey was this, and it's still this, but it's a going up. And the man I was to I am today is night and day. And I only give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He helped me get there. And how? From getting close to my prayers, from getting connection to God. So as a man, from being the weakest shell of myself to a man of character and worthy, God done everything. So if you are struggling and want to get close to religion, there's no better time than now. And I'm not saying leave the sin, yeah? If you still got your heart, I don't care, do whatever. But the number one thing is you get to your prayers. You pray. You pray. I don't care if you pray once a day. You have to pray. You wake up. You're going to shower. You're going to do clean. You pray every day. You get consistent with that and God will come to you. Guys, have no fear. Naz is here and keep your heart with God. Love you all.